so much to the team group and you for attending our webinar on taking a few minutes from your day to learn about automating tax compliance in Microsoft Dynamics. So let's get started. As you know, today we also are going to have a keyword to listen for, and I'll let you know what that is, but you're going to want to jot that down so that you can be entered in a drawing for a $50 gift card just for participating and listening to our webinar, okay? All right, so let's get started. So our agenda today, we're going to talk through the traits of successful businesses, challenges of manual tax compliance, and how technology can help. So some traits of successful businesses. So they reduce overhead, they scale their operations, they automate business processes, and they create visibility across core business functions. So we're going to take a deep look at the challenges of tax compliance. So what are some challenges of sales tax compliance? Sales tax is a statutory requirement. Unfortunately, you have to deal with it. It's not going to go away. Companies are always at risk of an audit, and unfortunately, it's when, not if anymore. Even the small mom and pop shops are getting audited because states realize this is their #1 revenue generating activity. So they want everybody to be collecting tax for them. Audits frequently result in back taxes and penalties. So then next we've got manual sales tax management. It's labor intensive, human error leads to inaccurate results, and it's expensive. Unfortunately, no matter how hard someone can try to do it correct, you just don't know what you don't know. And that's the problem with sales tax because it's so tricky. It's 100% non-revenue generating activity as well, so it's not going to help your bottom line. It's really just going to hopefully keep you out of an audit, and then again at the end of the month you get to start the whole process over again. So it really doesn't make sense not to automate with technology. Zip codes. So zip codes are the wrong tool for the job. So most people think zip codes correlate to sales tax. Unfortunately, there really are for shipping for the postal office. So taxing jurisdictions, they don't follow zip codes. The individual counties and municipalities levy sales taxes in addition to state rates. So tax rates can vary significant within a zip code. You may know of a zip code close to you where you live that crosses multiple counties. Well, imagine that and then having all those local taxing jurisdictions. How would you know which one to apply? And that's why zip codes don't work for sales tax. Unfortunately, zip codes are a blunt instrument for determining sales tax rates and boundaries, and will almost certainly always lead to calculation mistakes. And they can honestly just lull you into a false sense of security, make you think you're doing it right, but in the end, it'll be wrong. So here's a closer look at a specific sales tax rate and a zip code. And this is just to show the inaccuracy of how easy it would be to mess this up. So we've got a little subset of Colorado. And as I zoom in here, we've got a bunch of different zip codes. Let's just zoom in a little more. So you see within this little tiny area here, we've got 7 different tax rates. Now, just in the zip code 80111, you have not only the state, 2 counties, 3 cities, and 3 districts. Now, I'm guaranteed that most people that live in Greenwood Village in Colorado probably don't even know all of these taxes that apply. Most people would think, oh, there's a state, maybe a city, a county, maybe a couple local tax rates, but never, 2 counties, 3 cities. So this is why it's so hard, because within that little area, how would someone know this? Like I said, even if you live there, you probably wouldn't know this. But if you weren't living there, you definitely wouldn't know this. And so that's why the zip codes always are inaccurate. So sales tax compliance tasks. So there's over 12,000 taxing jurisdictions just to maintain. There's thousands of changes of tax laws, including jurisdictional rate changes, tax holidays, jurisdictions that levy new taxes or eliminate taxes, and jurisdictions that expand geographic boundaries. So every month, even if you did the research on all of the rates and rules and you thought you had it down, at the end of the month, you have to start the whole process over again because of the rates can change, rules can change. There's so many changes all the time that you have to make sure you're staying up to date with this, because otherwise you could get audited and you could be doing things incorrectly. Accuracy is everything. So not only for customers, auditors, and your business. So understanding product and service taxability exceptions. So rules and rates vary between states. The following industries have a lot of varying taxability rules. So software, hardware, digital goods, services, medical, food and beverage, clothing and apparel, school-related products, dietary supplements, and many other industries. So when I talk about taxability, what specifically I mean by that is if you are selling some of these type of items, they may have different tax rates or rules outside of the normal sales tax. Okay, so if you're selling something tangible, it could be 6%. But now if I'm selling food or beverage, maybe it's not taxable, or maybe it's taxed at 5%. So you have to not only know, the rates per jurisdiction, but you have to know the rates based on what it is you're selling as well. And those can change from state to state. And so that's why taxability, on top of knowing the rates, knowing the taxability is just as important. Okay, so just a little further on product and service taxability. So again, what is taxable in one state may be exempt in another. You want to check with each jurisdiction for unique taxability laws. You want to learn the product taxability laws are not consistent. Similar products might be taxed differently, and different industries have varying taxability rules. Our little example down here of the Milky Ways, the Milky Way on the left is not taxable, but because it has flour in it and it's food. The right one is taxable because it does not. So, I mean, how would you know this? You would think they're just both candy bars, right? They're both Milky Way, but unfortunately that's not the case. Some person lobbied for this crazy rule, and that's how it is. Same thing, we have one about a bagel. In New York, if you buy a bagel and you take it out to go, it's not taxable. If you eat it in the restaurant with cream cheese, it's then taxable. So, and this goes across all industries. There's some crazy belt buckle rule in Texas that belt buckles are exempt, and in Pennsylvania, bathing suits are exempt, and so you really have to know the taxability of everything you're selling. Okay. Okay. So understanding sourcing rules. So citing. So majority states are destination, okay? So what does that mean? That means that the tax is going to be calculated based on where your product or service is going or being sold, where it's going to. There are some states that are origin-based, so the tax is calculated based on where it's coming from. And then, of course, there's some mixed source states, the real troublesome ones like California and Texas, where they do all kinds of different things. And so you really have to know the rules on this as well. And so just like, for example, in Illinois, if you were to ship from Illinois to Illinois, it could be a different tax rate than if you were to ship, say, from Michigan to Illinois. And that's where the citing rules come into effect. So you want to know how they're handled, how it should be taxed, and make sure that you're keeping up to date on that. So 70% of accounting professionals say their companies conduct sales tax online. Yet 39% of accounting professionals don't know all of the states where their business has nexus. Unfortunately, nexus, the definition of nexus has really expanded. As I talked earlier about states wanting sales tax revenue being their number one way of getting money, they absolutely want you to have nexus. So where it used to be a physical presence, maybe an office or warehouse, they've expanded on that. So do you have sales reps coming into their state? Do you go to trade shows in their state? Do you do, third parties that work on something that you sold in their state? There's so many definitions now, or so many components to Nexus now, that you want to make sure that you stay up to date on this. And if this is something you don't know, we can help you, or if you have a CPA that can help you as well to determine your next, because you want to make sure that you know so you stay ahead of the curve on that. The cost of compliance. So this just is a diagram that the Aberdeen group put out to show how many hours spent on each task. So the administration of taxability changes, tax return and prep and file, responding to auditors' requests, managing customer exemption certificates, researching the product taxability rules, researching Nexus, managing use tax. You can see, on average, 302 hours annually lost to manual work. And that's 2 months of full-time work. And here's another little slide from the Aberdeen group that they put out, the cost of compliance. So the average annual cost to manage sales and use tax for a small company is around $63,000 a year, and the mid-size around $67,000. So as you can see, quite a lot of money, actually more than most solutions cost and more than Avatax would cost. So there's no reason not to automate. You know, spending this kind of money and still wondering if you're doing it incorrect is not a good way to proceed. A day in the life of a compliance manager. So as you see here, all these things that you're going to be doing, from running reports to requests to ERP rate tables, expiring certificates. Overwhelmed yet? I am, just from the slides, so I bet you guys are. So let's look at how we can help. Okay, so sales tax end-to-end compliance. So Avalara provides 3 solutions that really take care of the whole end-to-end solution for managing sales tax. So Avatax is our first solution. It's our main solution. It's the calculation solution. So Avatax is going to plug right into Microsoft GP, any of the Dynamics. We have over 400 integrations, so pretty much plugs into anything you're using. And it's going to look at the address to validate it, to make sure the address is correct before we even pinpoint the taxing jurisdiction. It's very important to do so. Next, it's going to look at the sourcing rules. So now we know our jurisdiction, but where is it coming from, where is it going to, and what are the citing rules? It's going to make the jurisdiction assignment. It's going to look at the product taxability for what you're selling. And it's going to calculate the tax and provide unlimited reporting. The next solution would be the Cert Capture. Cert Capture is our exemption certificate management solution. It works seamless with Avatax. It allows you to send out certificate requests. So you need to get a certificate, an exemption certificate from a customer. You just send out a request from there. It has a collection wizard, which means it'll allow you to send out multiple requests to get all of the certificates sent right back to the solution. It makes it super easy for your customer to fill out. They click a link, and it does everything from there. There's storage and retrieval, so you have one central location for all of your certificates. You can retrieve them at any time, which is really handy if you ever do get in an audit because you have all of them in one place. And it'll help with the tax decision software, so that's what I was talking about earlier, that it does work with Avatax. So now when Avatax goes to do a calculation for you, Avatax will talk to Cert Capture and ask Cert Capture if the customer has a certificate that's valid in that jurisdiction before determining how much tax to return back to you. And of course it has renewal management. So for the certificates that expire, such as Florida, that expires every year, the certificate solution will tell you what ones are going to come up for expiration and when you should send out to receive new certificates. And finally, our last solution that really makes it full end-to-end compliance is our Avalara Returns. So Avalara Returns is our preparation and filing service. So not only will we take your data, prepare the tax returns, populate all that information into your Avatax account so you can review it. We'll provide liability worksheets. We will do the filing and remittance. So after we've populated it, you log in, you can review, approve, everything. You see your total liability, you transfer that to us, and we go ahead and file and pay on your behalf. We archive all of your returns for a minimum of 7 years because that's the longest statutory requirement. And if you ever get any notices, we take care of that as well. So it's a full end-to-end solution that we take care of everything. And it's completely up to you on what you want to do in your involvement, but we can definitely take care of everything for you if you want us to. Okay, so how does it work? So we have the little cloud up in the top right, the Avalara AvaTax. So everything's in the cloud. We manage that. We manage all the tax rates, all the tax boundaries, all the tax rules. We update it monthly. You don't have to worry about anything. So there's no populating tax tables, you know, in Dynamics. You don't have to do any of that, okay? So now that it's there, we send the information to AvaTax. So when you're writing up a quote or an order, AvaTax talks to the cloud, sends it right back to you, the tax information. Same thing with the returns. It's in the cloud. We pull the data, we prepare everything, you log into your AvaTax account, it's right there. So we keep it very, very simple for you so that all you have to do is log into one place and you have everything. Okay, so before we continue on with the slide, I wanted to let you know what the keyword is today. It's sort of a random word we picked. The word is leopard, and you want to write that down. You're going to want to email that to the TM group and let them know that you watched the webinar and that you that the word is for the drawing, and they will put you in the drawing for the $50 gift card. Okay. So, all right. So continuing on, just like outsourcing payroll, companies that outsource sales tax benefit by they achieve a compliance, they cut their costs, they increase efficiency, and focus on growth. So now you're not focusing on trying to update your tax rates, hoping that you get it right, filing the tax returns, and then as you start, as you finish, get ready to start the next month over. Now you're genuinely working on something that's more beneficial versus just hopefully keeping you out of an audit. So you can let us help be your sales tax expert and take care of that part of your business for you. So our commitment to you, we strive every day to provide the fastest, easiest, most accurate, and most affordable way to calculate, collect, report, and remit your sales and use tax and other transactional taxes. Okay, and that is it for today. So if you have any questions, you're going to want to email those over. You can email them to me, but you definitely can email them to the TM group as well, and they will get them to me, and we'll get you answers right away. We really thank you so much for listening to our webinar today. Hopefully there's some beneficial information, and we'd love to, set up a one-on-one meeting if that's something that you guys feel might be of interest. So thank you so much.